The A Show.
Where smart is the new sexy.
And now, April Hunter.
Good evening, beautiful people. Welcome to the A Show. I'm your host, April Hunter, my co-host, Big Ray Hernandez, and we are excited to welcome Queen Gia Love with us. So in case you're unfamiliar, you probably are. In case you're unfamiliar, Queen Gia is a fetish model. She was with me. If you watch Kill City Cup, she was the leading ruler in Kill City Cup, which you can watch for free on YouTube. She is a dominatrix wrestler. Do I have that right?
Yes.
So, and quite accomplished for a wrestler too, I might add. Not that I know much about that or anything. And she's very, very diversified as an entrepreneur. So these are some of the things we're going to talk about because we love having very interesting people who are strong and fascinating on here, and I find you strong and fascinating. So welcome. Welcome
Really hot. You forgot really hot. You forgot really hot.
Well, that's obvious, right? Look at them titties.
Right.
We all see that.
Right.
Exactly. So here's what I find fascinating. Most models that get into this business are in for about 2 to 3 years, and you guys all know this. They're like a flash in the pan, and you're very young to be so diversified. I mean, you're an actress, you're a fetish model, you're a wrestler, you lift and carry guys and throw them all over the place. I've seen you do it with this and that and everything, and you're
lingerie. Hold on, is it Lingerie Fighting Championship? Is that correct?
Yes.
You're a fighter as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've never gotten hit in the face because it's impossible.
I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but not on purpose. Like in accidents, like things get bumped, things get pushed, punched, and it's like most of the time that's not part of the plan. I'm not doing bare knuckle fighting here.
Not yet.
Yeah.
That's a no for me.
So how are you? What? Tell us a little bit about you, everything you do, and how you managed to get so smart about the business and so diversified.
I've been doing the acting side of things since 2012. So that gives me 12 years experience so far. And just kind of, I guess that's a product of ADD more than anything. It's like, ooh, that's an opportunity. Oh, that's another opportunity. That sounds cool. That sounds fun. And just kind of going towards where I am having a lot of fun and being able to express myself creatively and do something that I enjoy doing, as well as something that the audience enjoys watching me do. And they've really latched on to the wrestling, and I have as well. It was like a fetish I didn't realize that I personally had until I actually started exploring it while making videos. And then I'm like, oh, I was the girl in high school wrestling the guys that I had a crush on.
That is funny. That is funny.
The ladies wrestling thing it's been big for many years.
It wasn't a thing in my high school, but
trust me, it was. They didn't tell you though. They were afraid.
It was. You just didn't know it.
Missed out.
Yeah, that's how why
I wrestle now
started. So, well, that's awesome. So, all right, I got to ask, what is the weirdest or most interesting fetish that you have ever experienced or come across?
Ooh, there's so many different ones.
Speak in detail.
Inflatable one is really interesting. Being excited by either pool inflatables or balloons. Like, I guess there's like that building, and it's kind of like tied in with climax, and that's how I understand it. I don't get excited by inflatable items, so that's one that I'm like, okay, I understand it exists, and I don't knock anybody for having any particular fetish. I don't kink shame in the least bit. It's just like, that one's interesting, but also like easily attained. It's literally everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, can you get into any more detail?
I've heard of the balloon popping one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Balloon popping.
Balloon popping.
Yeah, the ones that enjoy it are called looners. So they have like a community. A lot of them have communities, like the feet people, and the girls will talk about it like, oh, those feet guys, or oh, those wet guys.
We love our feet guys. We love our feet guys.
I know we probably have a little bit of experience with that. I'll get WhatsApp messages. Hey, I'm so and so many kilograms. Can you lift me? I'm like, this is not like a just text whenever you want kind of situation. So I end up mostly blocking those calls. They end up just being a huge waste of time.
Yeah, so a lot of the fetishes will cross over too, right? Like you get the barefoot wrestling, lift and carry, smothering thing. Like
yeah,
like, wow, you just knocked out
that like get tied in, and that's how the whole dominatrix played into it, because I was doing wrestling before I started getting into dominatrix, but a lot of these guys just wanted to be defeated. They wanted a gateway to submission, and the male brain understands violence. So they're like, well, I couldn't tell her no. She physically made me. So they want that scenario like, I couldn't. She overpowered me, and then she made me eat her feet. And that's what they're looking for. And I'm like, yes, happen. I will do that.
We're doing this kind of rapid fire, but I have a question.
Yes.
Do you have like a favorite fetish? Anything
I like just sitting on their face and just like relaxing. That's
I think every woman likes that, right?
Every guy likes that, I believe. What?
I have not gotten a lot of complaints. Most of the time, they're like, "Oh my," and they'll stay pretty content down there until they have to breathe, and then they get upset with the fact that they have to breathe, and not the fact that I am suffocating them.
Breathing is overrated, man.
Exactly.
Kidding me?
What a way to go.
Right. Have you ever done any leg modeling? Because I was looking at some of your pictures for research, and you seem to have like I'm serious. Stop making fun of me, April. You seem to have incredible legs. Have you ever done any type of leg modeling or anything, or maybe in the future?
Not like specifically leg modeling. I have always loved my legs. In fact, I love like showing them off. Like I'll take pictures and get real leggy with my pictures. But and I love showing them to my mom and be like, look, mom, look at my legs, because she's really, really envious of my legs. So I like showing them off. But never any particular like, hey, I want to hire you to do leg modeling stuff. But I do a lot of like leg posing, like definitely like put the leg out there, show it off, because I know that it's really long. So I like to put a little point on that.
Yeah, no, you got it. Work it.
Good choice.
You gotta play to your assets.
Exactly. So what? Since you've touched on so many different things, where you're in both the over 18 business and the mainstream business as well, like which I can relate to. Having a toe in every ocean. What haven't you done yet that you really want to?
I want to dive more into acting, and I am doing acting and have been doing acting mostly in the horror film genre, and usually involves me getting some sort of 18 plus scene. So I want to explore some scenes that are less about an 18 plus situation, and also more into pro wrestling. So because I have that adult background, there is like there might be some resistance there, but I'm not discouraged by it. There's, like you said, there's been a lot of overlap and one toe in every pond, just trying to take opportunities as they come. So pursuing more of the pro wrestling, pursuing more of the acting, and just taking it as far as I can.
Yeah.
Who's training you? I'm sorry, April. Who's training you right now in the pro wrestling world?
Chris Silvio.
That's my boy. I had him on this morning with me on the show. That's crazy.
Yes, he just added me in a group earlier today. I guess we're trying to figure something out. I haven't checked the message yet.
Yeah, we were. I've known Chris for years. That's my buddy. Oh, that's my guy. I had him on literally this morning. That's really cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Incredible. And Blake, you know Blake? Blake Troop,
Bulletproof.
No.
No, you got to get to that.
I just talked to Troop yesterday. Actually,
Chris, I don't train in the class group settings.
Oh, so it's a one-on-one gimmick.
Most of the time, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
cool.
great. That's
He's
very. That's fortunate.
well done. He's great. I love Chris.
Yeah.
Not because he's my friend.
He's great to work with. I could easily train with him for like 2-3 hours.
Hey,
Like minimum 2 hours I like to train, but I'm like, let's go. I could go for another hour. He's like, that's it.
When you train with him, smack him on the ass real hard and say that's from Big Ray.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, that's from Big Ray.
Yes.
Yeah, make him uncomfortable about it.
Yeah, I want to make him real uncomfortable about it.
Good, April. Good. I'm sorry.
No, we have some comments in here for you also. So Winona says screw breathing, die happy.
Die happy. Yes,
I'm gonna have to get a special face sitting straw that it just like they can just stay under there.
Like a mask,
that's a brilliant
like a diving mask, right?
No, you don't want
exactly.
the mask. You don't want the mask because it covers the face. You just want to be able to breathe. That's
Just
it.
like a little
We gotta
straw
figure that out.
goes right through the
There you
butt
go.
crack.
There you go.
Piers Austin, hello. He says he just wanted to be defeated, and that's why he got married.
See, that's the ultimate, just like surrender. You accept that every day you got to make the wife happy.
Yep.
That's
Happy life. He knows.
Exactly, right? Bigwig said being wrapped in bubble wrap and spanked with a belt sounds like popcorn.
Ooh, see, this is why I find fetish and kink infinitely entertaining. There's just more and more ways that it gets into the mummification thing. So that's kind of what he's playing into, but also adding spanking to it.
Yeah.
Like it's like you're spanking the bubble wrap and it's popping, and then you're getting closer and closer to actually hitting his bum as you're destroying all the bubble wrap.
I love bubble wrap.
I like it.
I mean, not in a fetish way. I just like to pop it. I'm just like,
oh,
who doesn't? How can you resist?
I
Only
know.
psychopaths.
I know.
therapeutic.
Yeah, it is actually, right?
Yeah,
It
I
sure
love it.
is. That's why they made all those little pop things. You see them all over the store, little silicone with the pops. They do it forever, apparently.
Yeah, I need one of those.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Eva was asking if there's going to be a new Kill City Cup.
Yes, that's part of the reason that I wanted to get on here, because they do have news. I finally got the confirmation from the creator, Luke Robert, that there is a second episode of Kill City Cup coming out soon. Yes, finally.
Awesome.
So it's not gonna be anything new, nothing we've shot. So this is gonna be all content that was shot, God, I think over 2 years ago.
Yeah, we did that.
Taking that content, putting it together, and making a second episode. And I can't wait. There has not been an official release date. He should have given me one. But we all know, well, I mean, April and I know what it's like working with him. It's just like, yeah, and then
it's very vague, and then you find out later.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess we'll find out when it comes out. I'm assuming this month, because he told me over a month and a half ago that it was coming out in a couple months. So in the next 2 weeks, that's what I'm estimating.
Awesome.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm excited. Can't wait to see, because the first one has been promoting real well at the conventions. They're going to be going to another convention in June. I believe it's in New York, Norcross convention, 2 days. They're going to be promoting Kill City Cup there, and they just keep submitting it for film festivals. I think we're up to 11 awards so far.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's dope.
I saw they just got another one.
I think we have you for what, another 15 minutes, Gia? I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Go ahead.
I got a few questions. What is the most challenging aspect of this career for you that you didn't realize would be so difficult?
Bubble wrap.
I mean, is it like a work-life balance, or finding a boyfriend, or explaining this to your
I'm very
parents,
fortunate in the romance department. I have a fantastic partner. That realm I'm taken care of. I'm very lucky. The constant working. So I gave up the working for somebody else to clock in, clock out, so I can work for myself. And it's like, yay, I work for myself. No boss. Fuck you. I'll do what I want. And that's why I've been driven to do this, because I don't have to beg someone for my time. I don't have to be, please, boss, sir, can I have my time for vacation? And like, you got to work another 3 months before you're allowed vacation time. Like, I was getting really, really sick and tired of that because I really liked going to the conventions and dressing up and being with my friends. So I started diving into adult work full time in 2014. But what I didn't realize was that I'll be working 24/7, like literally every single day.
Yep.
And it's not just one thing. It's not like wake up, be pretty, be on camera. No, there's the emails, there's the marketing, there's the scheduling, there's the graphics, there's the coordinating, there's the equipment, there's the taxes, there's the sets, there's the creative aspects. And that's just like, I'm missing so much.
There's
Like
putting,
you said,
well, you are. You're missing
all 73 hats that you wear.
There's putting together all the outfits. There's editing everything. There is posting it. Then there's promoting it. There is setting up the photo shoots. There's staying in contact with everyone. There's setting up the costumes. I mean, returning phone calls. I so feel
booking flights, booking hotels, packing, unpacking.
Yep. Getting to the gym.
Getting
to the gym.
Answering,
enough.
Answering 1,000 DMs.
Vitamins.
Yep. Saying your prayers.
How about all those DMs you get daily? Like 1,000?
Oh God, that's. I feel like it takes up so much of my time just replying to messages.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have to designate a certain amount of time, and I can't even get through it all. The same thing with the emails. I spend so much time being like, how the fuck did I start getting subscribed to this shit? And I'm getting emails every day from something I never subscribed to, and spend probably 10 minutes unsubscribing to shit.
Yes.
And just thinking about how much time I spend just doing these small little things, when the things that are really contributing to my brand, like marketing, posting, creating the graphics, email blasts, things like that, are not happening. And it's like, because there's so many other things getting in the way. Yeah,
I think
you get it.
When did we get
the real break? Is you take your phone and you chuck it into the ocean. That's the real vacation.
When did we get 16 inboxes to check? It's like social media is keeping us tied to screens. Yeah.
Yes.
So there was
I got a Queen Gia on Gmail, on Yahoo, on Proton Mail, like any type of platform that has email, there's a Queen Gia Love on it. The same with all the social medias, because you gotta exist on all the spaces.
Oh wait, while we're at that, and the Patreon, OnlyFans, Facebook, all your Facebook pages, all your Twitter. Which, speaking of, where can people find you?
I made it really, really simple for everyone, and I bought the domain gialove.com for $1,000. That was unfortunate that it was that expensive, but I did go ahead and drop the money. So, other Gia Loves, I got the real one.
Yeah, I saw there was another one.
.com. That's why I wanted it, and it's very easy to spell, very easy to remember. GIALOVE.com. And that leads to a Beacons page, which is like a link tree or an all links. And there you've got my clips for sale, many vids, OnlyFans, loyal fans. I should put my IMDb on there. Session Girls is on there. So basically that is all my social medias: Reddit, Discord, Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, all on there. gialove.com. Shameless plug, go check it out, and you'll be able to find me at wherever you like finding me. You don't do Facebook, I'm on Instagram. You don't mess with Instagram, I'm also on TikTok. Like every platform, I'm on there.
Perfect.
So that's on all social media at Queen Gia Love, correct?
Gialove.com. That's it.
Gia Love.
Gialove.com. Oh, nice.
Okay.
Got it.
So I've got a couple more questions before we have to let you go, which is really sad. But if you had to give your younger self advice, what would that be?
To not be afraid to ask questions.
Okay.
And to
or younger girls in this business too. Any of that.
I feel like I've always been battling shyness forever. I always felt so shy, and it's crazy because I am very extroverted. But I
wouldn't have guessed that by the way you work the conventions, reaching out and grabbing people and bringing them into.
Hold on, wait a second. You grab people?
Worst wrestling movie of all time.
No, but
I'm performing 100% of the time
Yeah, you're good
masquerading
about
as
calling
an
them over.
extrovert because I'm trying to like defeat my shyness. So I would go back and tell myself to, overcome that fear and just like ask questions and also look into what like people that are doing the things that I wanted to do, ask them the questions. So like I wasn't making that correlation when I was younger that like, oh, they're successful because they know something and I should find out what they know. I was just like, oh, well, they're lucky, I guess. And that was my attitude back then.
It's not luck, right?
Like, ask some questions.
Yeah. That's a really good answer right there. If you had to give advice to somebody getting into the business, what would that be?
Oh, to I would prefer that nobody got into it, like at least the adult business
Mhm.
got into it without talking to someone first, like someone that knows it, someone that has a good reputation, uh references. Like references isn't just for someone to check up on if they want to hire you. You can also ask for references, and that's something I didn't learn till
Yes.
way later.
Yeah.
So like in anywhere you go, that also kind of ties into like the asking questions. uh, get references. Who have you worked with? I'd love to talk to someone that has had a good experience working with you. And then, follow that up. Call people out on their bullshit.
It took me a while to learn to do that one too. There's a
Yeah,
question.
there's a lot of failing and going
Mhm.
through like adapting and figuring out, oh, you know what?
Being
Or someone
timid.
else is like, well, this is the way that I do it. And I'm like, shit, you can do that. And then implementing it myself.
There's a question in our chat for you from Winona. Is there a particular procedure for when you're doing fetish work and it goes too far?
You say banana.
Red.
Oh,
That's the green, yellow, red
Mhm.
situation. So it's mostly common knowledge and pretty much a foundation of the kink and fetish scene, where it's like the stoplight, the green, yellow, red. So for most cases, if someone's not an asshole, they'll understand when someone's not enjoying something. They're like,
Okay.
oh, if their body's not responding well, or they have frozen, the expressions on their face look like they're not having a good time, then that's like what we would consider a yellow. And then you check in with your partner. Hey, how you doing? Is this okay? Do you want to change it up? And that would be a yellow situation, and usually you would change that up, or you like reassess, or in a situation where something's happening and like someone doesn't like it and they want it to stop immediately, like hard stop, everything ends, and we got to talk about it and then do some kind of aftercare, like get some water, maybe a weighted blanket, maybe some cuddles, and then talk about what happened and what we can do to either move forward or end the scene. So that would be red. So if someone is in a situation and they can't yell red and everything stopped, then it's not a safe situation to be in.
Okay, that's
yeah.
good.
I'm gonna have to do that with my wife. Like red.
Red, yeah. When she goes for it, she's just like got you in the vibes. Red.
Yeah, she goes for it. All right, brother.
Got a few rapid fire questions for
Rapid
you.
fire.
All right. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Google or Firefox?
Like
Search
like
engine.
the browser, Google.
Yeah. Okay. Mac makeup or Elf makeup?
Ooh, Mac is better, but Elf is what I've got.
we're on a Mac appreciation, but an Elf budget, right?
Yes. You know it.
Mm-hmm. Books or a tablet?
Tablet. Audiobooks. Neither. Audiobooks.
Oh, there you go. You're a modern girl right there.
Drive
Steak
and read a book.
There you go. Steak or fish?
Raw fish.
Sushi. All right. Somebody's asking spiders or lizards?
Oh, I don't want to choose. I want both.
Okay.
I like them both.
A night in or go out?
Ooh. Lately, I've been night in.
Okay.
You know, kind of like against what? What is the
I
reason to
know.
go out,
Like
right?
go out to like a big thing or stay in and
Like if
watch
it's a
something.
big thing, yeah. But if it's like there's nothing to go out for, like I'm not just gonna go out to like eat at a place I've been to before, like a carnival or a special occasion or a convention, something. Then go out.
Okay.
Someone's party, go out.
Ren Fair or Busch Gardens?
Rent fair.
Right on. Right on. You're my girl. So do you text him or do you wait for him to text you?
They text me. I got too many. They gotta remind me they exist.
Goddamn right.
Rap or rock?
Ooh, rap.
Yeah.
I've been doing more rap lately. I think it's Rock's fault for not having more music. There's a lot more rap being made right now. Like, where's all the rock?
She's right.
Where's all the rock?
She is right. Breakfast for breakfast or breakfast for dinner?
Breakfast, whatever I want.
That's right.
Adult now.
And last but not least, can you pec flex? Right?
Holy shit.
I've met a worthy opponent right here. I like it. I dig it.
Everybody wants to know. You can't do it on TikTok. They'll get mad.
Holy shit.
Why?
I don't know. I'm not even like my hands are not even on myself. Like this is a muscular skill. Don't be mad.
Right, I know.
Big ass titties.
That's right.
Boobies.
Yeah, cool, awesome dude. Wanted to know if you could pec flex. I think that answer is a strong yes.
This has been the best 30 minutes I think we've ever had. I
So
bet you've heard that before, right, Gia?
You all
usually doesn't take them that long.
Right? Oh. So go check out
5 minutes is an applause.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Go check out gialove.com. Follow her on her stuff. Buy something from her. Go help her put some money back into that $1,000 she spent. Support her. She's a cool chick. And we'll let you go because we've held you up for a while. But thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been so much fun.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
So, all right. This pec flexing is killing me. Have a good night, Gia. I'm gonna actually remove our beautiful guest from the show.
Oh, that's a bummer. I'm so disappointed there.
Damn, she's awesome.
I know she is. I've worked with her on both fetish wrestling shoots and then Kill City Cup, and she's just I have more and more respect for her the more I work with her because she's just she's very diversified, very business oriented, very good at what she does, and I really admire that because so few girls work hard and really care and bust their ass. Like Tara Mizu is another one. She's she busts her ass. So these girls that are actual business women and entrepreneurs don't always get the credit they deserve, and she's one of the ones that should be highlighted because she's really gone out of her way. And I mean, to be training for wrestling, like properly training for wrestling too, that's hard.
Yeah, man. That's hard in your body.
I know. I've done all this stuff, so if I can help mention or bring up to highlight others who are doing the same thing, I'd like to do that if I can.
You always, whenever you bring on a guest or like a co-host or something like that, they always end up being really cool people. And Gia's, no, I'm serious. Gia's legit. I don't think we've ever had, except for Greek God Poppin'. He's an asshole, but I love him.
But he's so positive.
Huh?
He's so positive, though. He just brings that positive vibe.
He's a positive asshole, that guy. But listen, Gia was fucking awesome, guys. Don't forget, I throw the banner up here one more time. You can find Queen Gia Love at gialove.com. That's so easy. So easy. So,
and I saw everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here. So Marvelous Wolf, happy subiversary. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm seeing some new people. Thank you for coming. I'm seeing some familiar faces too. I appreciate you. I didn't get a chance to say hi specifically to anybody because we were rushing right into it. I didn't want to take up any of Gia's time when I knew she was only
Right.
here for 30 minutes. So thanks to everyone here, and hello, my beautiful people.
You
So
need to encourage.
yeah,
You need to encourage her. Listen, you need to pull her aside next time you bump into her and be like, "Dude, you need to do some leg modeling. That woman has some incredible
she does.
legs." I'm
She does.
serious. I mean, you can't deny it. You know, even if Jen was looking at that, she'd be like, "Those are nice looking legs."
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well,
yeah,
like I said, she works hard.
yeah, no
So
kidding.
how's everybody doing this week?
Good,
This week
man.
of had some craziness every week, so it's nice to see everybody holding up.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a good long week. You know, me and my wife. I gotta ask you, April. I know this is kind of like like just a open ended conversation with you, but me and Jen are looking to go on vacation, right? Well, not vacation. But we're looking to go to for our anniversary,
Mhm.
and we're trying to pick between two places. And maybe you guys out there can help, and maybe you can help me real quick, April, if that's okay.
Sure,
Have you
maybe
been to Jamaica?
I have.
So, what do you think of Jamaica? Without me telling you the other place we're considering.
Well, I was there a long time ago. I was in Ocho Rios. It was, it was a resort.
Mhm,
I actually did, because this is what I do, and everybody told
mhm.
me not to do it, but I did it anyway. I actually paid a driver to take me off the resort and drive me around
That's
Jamaica,
dangerous.
and
It's dangerous.
that's what they say. But I had a great time.
Okay.
So he showed me some of the areas and took me to like a little, not really a waterfall, but a waterfall, and I just laid in the water and had fun. And yeah, I'm that person that goes off the resort after they tell you don't get off the resort. I go off the resort. So there you go.
Have you been to Dominican Republic?
I have not. I've heard good things about it. So I have a
That's
friend that goes every year, loves Dominican,
all right. So that's
loves it.
that's probably where we're going. We're going to Punta Cana probably for a week.
So my issue with Jamaica is that this, like I said, it's been a really long time since I've been there,
Mhm.
but it was a hard sell everywhere. So every time you go somewhere,
Oh, you're not the
it's
last
like
person that
it's like you want smoke, you want your hair braided, you want this, you want that. It's a push, and I
it's
get it.
annoying.
I understand
I
the
hate that.
economy. It's tough. It's tough. So they're making money off the tourists. I
Yeah.
understand, but it's a hard sell, and it's hard. Um, if you understand, yeah. And Eva's saying that Dominican, she's been there, and
I've been there too, though.
she's saying it's similar with a hard
Eh,
sell.
they sell more of the excursions.
Hmm.
You know, they try to sell you on the excursions, but I have heard like when you go to Jamaica, they're pushing everything on you though. Yeah, buy, you know, like you said, the hair braids, the weed, they
Yeah,
follow you around at times, and it becomes. And I'm a New Yorker. It becomes no. I don't want you getting too close to me. So I don't know
yeah.
that that'll be the best bet for me. But I wanted to ask you because you're pretty familiar with like what they call climate change and everything like that, and how the Earth is changing. Have you noticed that if you go away to the Caribbean?
Hmm.
Between the months of I think May and July or August. Have you noticed the Caribbean water has been full of all this seaweed?
Hmm.
Why
No,
is
I
that?
live I live right off. Well, I live in Florida.
Oh,
We have that seaweed here.
so why is that happening now? Do
Well,
you
it depends. Are you talking about like you're talking about some of the red tide and all
yeah, like
that
what is all
we
that
had a
shit?
massive seaweed influx last year. It was like a giant thing of seaweed that came in.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Why? What is
I don't
going
know
on?
exactly, but it was it was a seaweed island that came in. Um, Sometimes what's happening is this is what okay, I'll give you the environmental and I'll give you the climate change thing
Okay,
because they're
please.
not the same.
Mhm.
Okay, so the climate change activists, yeah, seaweed bloom is natural every year. Um, Sometimes what they're saying is that with the like the red tide and things, they're saying that the temperature is not cooling down enough in the winter to kill off the bacteria,
I
so we
see.
get
I
red
see.
tide. Here's what they're not telling you.
Mm.
It's not a climate change thing. We're having underwater volcanoes. And please, like I said,
What?
whenever I tell you these things, don't take my word for it. Look into it yourself. So we're having
Mm.
more and more underwater volcanoes that are erupting, and that's what's heating the water up. So we also had a Tonga volcano that changed the temperature by 1.5 degrees um, for a long time, and I think we're still under that. So when you are changing the water temperature and warming it up so much, you're creating more algae and more red tide, basically. So more bloom.
Yeah, because and then people are making like I'm seeing these online memes
Hmm.
of like Florida and
Hmm.
some like there's one dude goes the wife's like, "Oh, did you get the mail?" He goes, "Oh, I'll get the mail." And he comes back and he's like covered in like all this red dust.
Seaweed. Oh,
No,
dust.
red dust. What is that? Like the
Oh,
pollen or whatever. Like
that's
apparently
pollen right now. We
it's
have
gotten
a
really bad, huh?
obnoxious amount of pollen right now, more than
Holy
normal.
shit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So apparently that's the thing. But it's all with the world changing, man. It's amazing how that 1 degree can change so much in the world, huh?
Well, personally, I'm an environmentalist, and I have been my whole life. I don't buy into a lot of the climate change cult stuff. Some of it's accurate. Most of it is hysteria. So, and when we were talking environmental things and trying to bring awareness 20, 25 years ago, nobody cared. They're only
Mhm.
caring now that they're invested in certain types of energy that aren't long-term tested. Seems to be a
Right.
pattern with them. And they want a financial return and they want to control. Again, seems to be a pattern with them. So
Mm,
there's always been a lot of seaweed at certain times of year. It's a food
interesting.
substance for a lot of marine life. Yeah.
Just found it interesting. So again, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to follow our guest. Find her online at gialove.com or at Queen Gia. I found her on Twitter or the X as the kids call it nowadays. So
Yeah.
you can find her there. You have any topics you want to talk about? Because I had something I was really interested in hearing your thoughts on.
We can talk about your topic. I had some theories, just theories that I was just wanted to throw out there.
All right, I'm gonna throw out this topic. I had a couple of different
Oh,
conversations. Oh shit!
I had one thing I wanted to tell you guys that
Jump
I
into
found
yours.
out.
Jump into
It's
your
just a
thing.
quick thing.
No, take your time.
Did you
You have an
know?
hour.
Like, huh? No, it's okay. It's a quick one. Okay,
You have an
so
hour.
did you know that most life insurance companies have a lot of clauses that they won't pay out on? Like most of us know about the suicide clause, right?
Mm-mm.
So a lot of life insurances, if you die by suicide, they won't pay out.
Oh, okay,
Did
okay.
you know during 9/11, all those people who died,
Hmm.
a lot of them didn't get paid out because there's also a terrorism clause?
I did not know that. Explain.
If you die by terrorism, by an act of terrorism, they don't have to pay you out. So
How's that fucking work?
a lot of people don't read. They don't understand the clause.
Huh.
So this bridge accident that just happened, where our president said he would pay out super quickly, people who died by that, if they call it an act of terrorism, it nullifies all the life insurance policies that would pay out, except for, I think, one, which I believe is Primerica.
No freaking way.
Yeah, a life insurance guy just tipped me off to that one.
I did not know that. But
Yeah, if you dig
why would
deep
that
enough, everything comes back to money.
that's freaking
Everything.
weird, don't you think? That's a little weird.
Yeah, it is actually. It really is.
You have a terrorism clause.
Terrorism clause with life insurance. Mhm.
Interesting. So is that it? Like that's crazy.
It's just something to be aware of.
Huh.
It's just something to be aware of.
And don't forget the pollen in
So,
Florida. So
all
this
right.
is
So,
a
what did you?
so this year, uh so I know you're not religious and stuff like that, but for somebody like myself who, I'm not like a perfect I'll never put myself as a perfect Christian or anything like that, but I do believe in Christianity. And yes, we're gonna go into a quick little religious conversation because I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on this too.
Okay.
Because it's not even about my personal religion, but it can affect any person's personal beliefs or religions.
And just
Um,
because I'm not religious doesn't mean I'm not a religious scholar.
okay, fair enough. So as we know, this year, um, uh, what do you call it? Easter? But as I call it Resurrection Sunday was the 31st of May. Okay, no, I'm sorry, the 31st of March. And President Biden, the president of the United States, actually put out a gimmick where they called it trans. What was it? Trans
Day of visibility.
Day of Visibility
Mhm.
on Easter. Now, one side of the argument says, well, you're making a big deal out of it. It's not a really big deal because Easter changes every single year.
Mhm.
My question is, why publicize it so much first, make a big deal about it. And I want you to pay attention, because if you look at all these politicians that were putting it over or promoting it, they promoted that first. That would be their first tweet or their first post or their first video or their first anything in the morning of Easter Sunday. And then they would double talk and go with the whole, oh, let's not forget the Christians, the people that love Jesus. Now, I highly doubt that this administration would have done that on a high holy Muslim holiday. I doubt that they would have done this on, let's say, Yom Kippur, a very, 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 very powerful.
Well, we're coming up on Passover too.
Or Passover.
On April 22nd.
I would dare them to do that. Now, with that being said, why is it, whether you believe in Christians or not, or whether you believe
I've caught so much heat over this one.
Oh, so have I. I've been pretty much made to feel like I was an asshole.
So what?
Or dumb, or too sensitive, or I'm leaning into an agenda. I feel like I personally have the right to feel offended. Now, I want to make this very clear. I'm looking at the camera and say this. I don't give a shit whether you're gay, whether you're straight, whether you're transgender, whether you like to fuck a hole in the wall. I don't give a fuck. I really
thank God
care.
I'm covered there. That hole in that wall.
I really don't care. I also will make it clear that I genuinely believe there are people that are transgenders that truly believe this is not the body they belong in. And they have all the right in the world to feel that way. And I believe that there are good people that are transgender and good people that have, good hearts and full of love. But I feel that this administration of the United States of America, the people who are leading this administration, has made a conscious choice, knowing, and this is where the sin comes. See, you can make a mistake and sin. This is not Christian. This is not Christian talk. I'm just explaining. You can make a mistake and sin. That's bad, but you'll be forgiven. Or you can sin on purpose because you're an evil fuck. And I feel that they did it on purpose because they knew it would bring division. But I'm the asshole. I'm the bad guy. I'm stupid for being offended because putting something that I necessarily do not promote or co-sign on or support 100%, or that I believe is against certain religious beliefs that I have that offend me personally, I'm a bad guy for that. So now I laid out my feelings. April, I want to hear your thoughts, and maybe we can look at the chat and see what and again,
okay.
I think I made it very clear. It's not a hatred towards transgenderism. I don't give a shit. It's a hatred towards using. I feel using purposely something to cause division. But I'm a bad guy or dumb or an asshole.
This actually goes into my theories.
Very smart.
So, all right. So Trans Day of Visibility has been around, I think, for about 15 years.
For a long time.
Long time. Now, this is and trans people have, I think, one other day, which is Trans Day of Remembrance, and that's for all the people who have been lost or killed for their right to live in the way that they wish to live. Now, I realize that it's controversial, the month of June. I'm not going to go into that. I also personally feel like when you designate a day or a month, like International Women's Day, Black History Month, Indigenous Peoples Day, sure. I think that and I think this is a psychological thing, you're inadvertently saying that these people are not equal because you got to give them a day to be remembered. So I'm against Women's Day. I'm against all of these days. Because by you giving me a day, you're saying that I'm not equal to you because I need a day.
Like I'll give up Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday because that's different because you're.
You want to do an indigenous people? Be more specific. Call it Geronimo Day. Geronimo was an Apache warrior. He was a hero, a healer, and he worked with our military, and he helped fight against the Mexicans at that particular time, which was the thing. Call it something specific. Call it Geronimo Day. So, but So Trans Day of Visibility has been in effect for 15 years, but they only choose to push it this year. Now,
Why?
granted,
Why?
this is one of the first years that Easter and this particular day were
That's my
on the
point.
same day.
That's my point, April.
So, this is why I think they pushed it so hard and did it over. And hi, Chalny Man, welcome. This is why I think they did it over Easter. No, generally mentioning things such as Christmas, Easter, all the major holidays that the majority of people is par for course, right? So why make this such a, you know what I mean? I feel like it was done intentionally
Right.
to agitate. Now here's the thing, right? Here's
But I'm
why.
or am I a fool to be agitated? Am I wrong? Tell
Yes
me.
and no. Yes and no.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. Yes and no. I think it was done to deliberately agitate and to turn these two groups of people against each other. Now we already have, I just say we because people, humanity, we already have a situation where it's very easy for trans people and Christians to be at each other's throats. This is already a very volatile situation, right? So how better to take advantage of that this year than to do exactly what our administration did. It's already difficult for trans people to have peace with Christians. It's already difficult for Christians to have peace with trans people. So how better to make them divide and conquer than to push one group over the other. When I was wrestling, I was dating a male wrestler, and they used to specifically, even though I was newer and less known, they would specifically reach in and elevate me over him to divide and conquer. It was a specific thing. I think that's what's happening now. I really think it's a psychological war to keep us divided and conquered. And that goes into my theory. So they're using race, they're using gender, they're using nationality, they're using everything they can to keep people irritated, angry, frustrated, sad, depressed, in mourning. And I don't think the right answer is to be irritated with the trans community. And I don't think the trans community being irritated with the Christians is where we should be. So I think the fact we have to understand that the administration did it on purpose, and they're the ones that are shaking the jar. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have the jar.
It's like,
You have the jar of the red ants. You've got the jar of the black ants together, and they're getting along fine. But then somebody comes along and shakes the jar. So Bucklebaum Entertainment says, I think because Trans Day of Visibility fell on another holiday, it was publicized more. I can tell you in many other years, politicians did post about it, but it was mostly overlooked.
Right. But they made a big, but this is the thing. Like, I'm not stupid. I've been on social media since 2008. Okay. And I've been on Twitter since pretty much the beginning. I've never seen so many posts, so many retweets, so many videos, so many like on trans visibility. I was like, do you know who told me about it? My son. My son was like, Dad, how do you feel about this? And I was like, oh shit, today? And you have to understand, like for the Christians, this is like Easter, or not even Easter. I hate calling it Easter because Easter for me is more of a a pagan holiday.
Originally, yeah.
But we're not. It's not a day, but we take a day as Christians to celebrate what we believe to be, and I believe to be, the greatest moment in the history of the world.
Well, it's a celebration of fertility and rebirth. So if you celebrate Jesus's rebirth with it, it fits right in.
Right. And the thing is, like Aiden, my son is very open. He's very smart. He's very cool. He knew it would affect me, even though he may think differently. And I think he was even on my side. He was like, Dad, I don't think this is cool. This is coming from a 15-year-old kid.
Well, I think Winona nailed it when she said it's the fact that these different demographics seem to be okay with being used that I find odd. The government doesn't give a shit about any of us, and it's been proven many times over. Boom. That's it right there. And I'll tell you right now, it's every section, every government has their section. You know, they will pander to the white people, pander to the black people, pander to the Latinos, and now they're pandering to the gay and trans community. They don't care. They're just using them to divide and get an agenda across. As soon as the next thing comes along, they will trash this demographic, just like they don't care anymore about the black people because the trans people have replaced the black people. They don't care. They will replace you with the next best thing. Trust me. It's
I have a
happened
question.
over and over and over again. They do not care about us.
Trans Visibility Day, is it always on the 31st of March?
Yes. Easter is not.
Easter's not, because it moves around.
Yeah. Today it was not today. I mean, this year it was early.
So how come we've never heard of this shit until it fell on Easter? Do
Well,
you understand?
You're not trans.
No, but do you understand? It doesn't matter whether I'm trans or not, because I would have seen it. Like I would have seen posts on it. I've never heard of this before, April. I'm not crazy.
Because
I've never heard of this.
Honestly, because you're not wrong. They took advantage of the fact that it was on Easter to drive it home.
And that's the thing
agitate.
that got me angry.
Yeah.
Like I don't give a shit. Like the gay pride parade. I'm gonna tell you straight up. That shit is dope. That shit is fun. I've had friends that have actually been on the floats. All right. For those that don't know me personally, and for those that think they know me, and people that think they're my friends, have no idea who I'm related to, have no idea what they have other people in my life that are important, that are gay. All right. I fucking support them and I love them the same as I would love anyone else. It's not that. It's not the people. It's the fucking act of using these good people. Hold on.
Hitman said
people to divide other good people. Does that make sense? What did MB Hitman say?
Yeah, exactly. Hitman says that Trans Day event it's because it wasn't as highly publicized as it is right now, especially using social media on a day of Christianity. And Buckle Bomb Entertainment says Trans Day of Visibility and Remembrance both fall on the same calendar day every year, which I said earlier.
But my
so
question
it's always been on the same day.
But my question to you is this, and I ask you again, chat, and I ask you again, April, if this fell on a high holy day of a Muslim holiday or a Jewish holiday, would they have done the same?
Well, that's where you have to ask yourself that.
I don't believe they would. I believe
you're correct.
I believe that the Christian demographic and the Christian people, I'm not gonna
I believe the Christians are predictable in their outrage and anger. So they knew that it could be used.
I doubt
to bring a low vibration and anger.
And I'm gonna tell you something straight up, April, and God is my witness.
Tian Couponer says Big Pharma hugely benefits by people going mental.
Of course. But listen, I would be equally angry or disgusted if this happened the same on Passover or on what's a very high holy holiday for the Muslims, a single
EID.
Day. Like seriously, I would hurt for them because I know that it is something that they are not, let's just say it doesn't work with their religion. I'll put it that way. So, you know what I'm saying? They don't support it. So it baffles me that I'm wrong for being sad about it or for being hurt or for being emotional.
You're not wrong. That's not
what I've been told.
I just think I don't care what you've been told. Some people can see a bigger picture and some people can't. Chowny Man says Michael Jackson's song, They Don't Care About Us, talks about the government's officials and they don't care about anyone like what happens to him. I know what you're trying to say there. You should definitely listen to that Michael Jackson song in the unedited, uncensored version for sure. It's very much an expose. And if you're like me and you don't believe Michael Jackson ever touched kids, because I don't believe that.
I don't think he did.
I believe
either.
He was framed. That song is very insightful, actually. Stephen Baines says they use racist tactics to supposedly fight racism, which drives me nuts because we're more racially aware now than we've ever been. Like it used to be just your friend Sarah, and now it's your Asian friend
Right?
Sarah.
Like,
Like now everybody, it's like they point it out all the time. If you ever read anything about a celebrity, they're like, Angelina Jolie, age 49, or 52, or however old she is. They always have to put somebody's age with them. Like, why?
the only
It's like they do it on purpose to
April,
make. It's like, just be people.
the only time in the hood that like growing up in in my neighborhood that we would use race is if like we had white boy Joey and we had black Joey. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but
yo,
that's to differentiate one or the other.
exactly. We'd be like,
We
yo,
have
white boy
we have
Joey.
two Derricks in our
Right.
group. We call one Stonehenge and one Hootie.
Right. Or like Fat Eddie and Skinny Eddie. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
Like, but now you're right. Man, I didn't even think about that. It's true.
Yeah, Ali says he doesn't know about that. There's been so much anti-Semitism since the war has started that he thinks they wouldn't have a problem doing exactly that during Passover.
I don't know, man. Listen, I hear what you're saying, but I really don't think that would go over. I doubt it.
So
I doubt it would happen.
Here's what I wanted to read to you. This actually falls into exactly what your comment was. I posted this earlier, and people think I'm nuts. I'm used to that though, because most of the time when people think I'm nuts, within about 6 months to 2 years, it turns out they realize I'm not, or they will never talk to me again. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm nuts, maybe I'm wrong, but here's something just to ponder. What if the elite powers that be know the true new year starts in April, according to the old calendar, and they want to usher in the new year energy with fear, terror, and negativity, especially surrounding this eclipse and stuff. So after all, if you pay attention, most things are still done according to a moon schedule, like full moon, new moon, and a solar eclipse is the new year on a new year, which would be in April, is a very powerful energy. If a moon is powerful enough to pull tides, why wouldn't it affect us, since humans are mostly made of water?
Interesting.
Many important things with huge financial gains are done this time of year, such as contract deals, sports drafts, and it's not an accident. I think it's on purpose. I think they use this calendar, they use astrology, and they deliberately have discredited astrology by hiring bullshit fake astrologers to make it look like it's ridiculous and fake and stupid and childish, to detract from the fact that it's actually, there's parts of it that are legitimate and have been used by have been used for years with accuracy and are still used by some groups of people. So I mean, after all, how did the wise men get there, right? Astrology, astronomy. So anyway, what if the powers that be are a different race, like ancient documents claim that two races inhabit here on Earth? And what if they are unable to manifest anything? So they create scenarios using all their resources, such as media, because they know humans can manifest everything. So what if they have us do it for them using our emotions? What if that is a situation? So what if they aren't telling us what's going to happen ahead of time? What if they want it to happen and we're making it happen for them? They always talk about foreshadowing and how allegedly the conspiracy theorists will say that, the elites always have to let you know what's going on. It's karma. What if they're not telling us what's going on? What if they're actually making it happen because they're creating the emotions that actually manifest what they want to happen? What if they've lied to us about having junk DNA? Because why would a human body be created with anything useless? The spleen helps you hold your breath longer, a lot longer. So, what if we are far more powerful than we realize? What if there is a market attempt to keep us dumbed down and unaware of how much power we truly have, to keep us at a low energy and a low vibration, Easter Trans-Day Visibility, because that's what feeds them, and it recharges their batteries. Everything is energy, even wealth and health. So, what if they feed off of low energy and have a very vested interest in keeping humans at the lowest possible vibration and unable to access their true mental abilities? And they just want to use our mental abilities. After all, everyone has experienced it. We've thought of someone we haven't in a long time, and they've contacted us out of the blue. You know, you have that power.
Mm.
What if living with love and joy makes us impenetrable and unsusceptible to the brainwashing and the manipulation? That all we have to do is shut off our TVs, which is programming, television, spelling. What if we just shut off our TVs and adjust our social media feeds to get better information, cooking videos, and cat videos? What
Hmm.
if?
I don't like cats, but I like cat videos.
Puppy videos,
Is that
whatever.
fair?
Big boobs, I don't know, whatever makes you happy.
Big boobs are
What if
awesome.
what if you just adjust your social media so you get the things that truly inform you and make you happy?
You want to hear something crazy? This
Hmm.
is how fucked up social media is. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how evil it is, really. And this is coming from a person that uses social media all the time.
Hmm.
Let's say you're scrolling down your social media, right? And
Hmm.
you see a positive story. More than likely, positive stories aren't going to repeatedly pop up on your
Hmm.
Instagram. But if you click on a fight story or a story about violence or some chick, excuse me the expression, shaking her twat onto your computer screen, guess what? You notice that keeps getting fed
Yeah,
over and over and over on your timeline.
yeah,
Do you think that's a coincidence, people?
no,
April, you sent me a video. Would you like me to play it?
yeah.
All right. So
I
let's
can't
take a
remember
look.
what I sent you, but I remember it was really interesting.
I got one too, but it'll be for the end. But check
Okay.
this out. I don't know what this is. I didn't look at it, but whatever April sends me, it's usually something pretty cool. I'm gonna show you what it is and see if you know what this is. You know what that is?
Oh yeah, it's David.
All right. So I
Yeah.
think all right, it says the sages, and he continues.
Mhm.
Just share that sometimes the highest, purest souls are born to the most negative or lowest consciousness parents. We know this from Abraham, the father of the major religions and spiritual paths 4,000 years ago. One of the highest souls to ever come to this world was born from one of the most negative people in the world at the time. Why is that? And what does it mean? There is a spiritual law that negative forces will always latch onto or attach to any person who reveals great light, who has high consciousness, because the negative forces feed off of that light. If negativity is constantly attacking you, take it as a compliment, as it means you have a great soul with much to reveal. The Creator, when He wants a great soul to be born, will often trick the negative side by sending that soul down to negative parents. The negative forces are not anticipating a great soul to be born to negative parents. So in many ways, there is a default protection for souls born to those parents. This is much like when we conceal our blessings from the evil eye and negative energies that are roaming around us. This too is a form of concealment by the Creator. If you feel that you harbor negativity towards your parents for who they were or how they raised you, know that you may be the high soul that the Creator sent, and your parents were, in fact, your greatest protectors.
Wow,
Yeah,
that is deep.
it is. Yeah, he runs the Kabbalah
Wow.
Center. So
Oh, koalas all
they
over.
they do a weekly energy boost at the Kabbalah Center, and I love their stuff. If you're into mystic information and positive and understanding positive and negative energy and quantum physics and spirituality, you might want to look into some Kabbalah. Disregard the whole Madonna thing. It's actually a very, very, very interesting. Um, I guess it's a religion. Um,
Mm.
it's a mystic Judaism.
Well,
So
what
I
did you
thought
get out
that,
of this?
well, for those of us who grew up really hard and quite honestly had a shitty upbringing with shitty parents
Mm.
and have a hard time letting go of that and moving past some of the things they did to us, I found that to be very comforting. I don't know. What did you guys find with that?
Yeah, I found that sometimes people make, like, let's say, what I got was like just pretty much what you said. There's sometimes you say to yourself, and I'm not gonna say like I feel like I'm a light or anything like that, but I find myself like sometimes surrounded by a lot of negativity, and I could be negative too. Don't get me wrong, I'm not fucking perfect, man. I could be an asshole, and I know that. I can, but I feel like sometimes there's so much negativity. You know how many stories I tell you, April, about me being on the train just trying to go home in peace, and there's always some crazy shit that happens. Somebody lights a cigarette on the goddamn, or somebody goes crazy and yells, and I feel like there's a threat of violence all the time. For me,
Mhm.
I think that God put me there at that moment so that that crazy person can think twice about maybe assaulting that lady that's sitting next to me. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
because you're kind of a giant. I think that's actually a
Right.
pretty good pretty good. I would think twice if I saw you too.
But that's I've kind of, even though I still get frustrated by the things I've been seeing, especially since 2020, because that's kind of when everything kind of took a crazy turn. I'm trying my best, and I'm not perfect, but I'm trying my best to say, all right, this is happening, but this is happening because I know, and I believe in God. I know that God put me here for a reason. I know God put me in this place for a reason. That's why when I leave, and for some people it's different. I do this. I don't know if you guys ever do this. I don't know if you do this, April. But before I leave my house, I pray for protection over myself,
Mhm,
protection for those around me, and for the spirit to give me the right to make the right decisions. Now
mhm. To
you
lead
may
you on the right
meditate,
path.
right? You may meditate before you leave your home to get you in that right set of, okay, now she flexes her boobs and then just
No, I'm
throws
saying
me
thank you
off.
to Red.
Boobies.
Thank you, Red Sonny.
I'm
I'm
messing with you.
meditating right now. Damn it!
But I'm saying, so it's like getting in that right place and then being put in that place that you need to be.
Of course.
I think we think sometimes, oh, life is so tough. Well, maybe you're tough enough to be in that spot. And that's a beautiful confirmation, that video that you played for me, because
Mhm.
I've been thinking about that more and more every single week, man. I have something that you would like to see a video.
Okay. I would like to see it. I really think that the more I study,
Mhm.
and I study religions all the time, I study history all the time, I study energy and quantum physics. The more I study, I really, and it might sound crazy, I could be wrong, but I
Mhm.
really do think we can create our reality. I really do think a lot of
Yes,
our life is up to us.
absolutely.
It's our choice, and we create everything. I do feel that we are in a cold war, a very almost aggressive cold war, and
Yeah.
you have to really, really, really start. If you're paying attention to news and current events, you have to train yourself to detach.
Mhm.
So you have to train yourself to kind of acknowledge things. It's kind of like looking, like, oh, that's a brown dog, that's a blue ball,
Mhm.
that's a yellow light. Okay, that is a tactic over there to turn these people against each other.
Mhm.
Okay, that is a blatant use to create fear and mistrust. So you have to kind of identify and not go into it. You have to be able to acknowledge it and not go into it,
And this is the problem I had
because
with
you
the
don't want
whole.
to help them create the emotion.
Well,
You
here's the
don't want to
thing,
add to that. And
April.
it's
This is.
well, I'm saying as light, light workers or whatever the fuck you want to call us. It's
Mhm.
our job to help other people understand that too.
But this is my problem, because I'm a human being and I get emotional. And this whole, remember the whole story about the
Choose your
Easter.
battles.
But here's the thing, the story with the Easter and the trans thing and all that stuff, it hurt me and it bothered me.
I'm gonna offer you a suggestion.
Mm,
That's your ego.
explain.
Okay, anybody sitting around on the internet or taking all these things personally,
Mhm.
that's our ego.
And that's what my friends told me.
Yeah, if this is your ego. If you are taking every little thing personally, it's a sign of one of two things. It's either you have a low self-esteem and you're letting everything hurt you,
Mhm.
and a lot of people have that, or it is your ego. You're letting your ego get in the way of the bigger picture.
Mm,
So you have to learn how to check that, or check in with yourself and be like, why is this bothering me? Why is this triggering me? And just take a breath and say, okay, why is this so freaking offensive to me? Like, okay, because this is how I feel about my religion. This is how I feel about God. This is how I feel. And I feel like they're shitting all over it. But
Right.
I also understand this situation going on. I also understand humanity. I also understand this. And I also get that this is actually not going to ruin my Easter. It's not going to change my Easter. This is still a day where I personally, or you personally, believe that Jesus rose, and it's a beautiful day. So I'm just going to acknowledge that this is what happened. I'm just
Right.
going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. It's
You're right.
stupid.
You're right.
It's bullshit. It's the Biden administration playing games again or whatever. But today is not the day for that. I'm just going to enjoy myself, enjoy my family, enjoy my ham, and stuff myself with some sugar and have a good time.
You
Do
know,
you know what I mean?
it's funny because this video kind of ties into that
Mhm.
because it's so crazy. April, I swear to you, I found this video a day after we did the last show.
Detach, 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 detach.
Check this out. You know how we're really hard on us.
Detach.
You know how we're really hard on ourselves.
Yes.
And the truth is that, somewhere, April, on this earth, you're the bad guy of the story.
Yeah, I get heat all the time.
Check
People think
this
I'm the
out.
bad guy all the time.
Tell me what I want you to watch. I want you guys to watch this little video and tell me what you get out of it. But I want to hear from you first, April. Okay? Because
Okay.
this is
And
crazy. Go ahead. What you got?
Maurizio. Mwah.
Maurizio. I like the name.
Maurizio.
Maurizio. I know a Fabrizio. He's a good friend. All right, here we go. Check this out. Listen to this. Now, again, I've been saving this video for about a week,
Okay.
and it's crazy how this just kind of
Plays
ties into
into
like. I think so.
everything
Ready?
happens for a reason.
Check it out, guys. Listen real good. Pay attention.
Isn't it weird to think that so many versions of you exist in other people's minds? Some people may see you as a shy person who doesn't talk, while some might see you as an annoying person who doesn't shut up. Some may think of you as kind and caring. Some may see you as cold and mean. Some see you as timid, while others see you as crazy. It's like we're all these characters sketched out in the perception in those around us. At the end of the day, we're not just confined in the box that others try to fit us into. Maybe it's about finding comfort in the fluidity of who we are. It's up to us to find who we are under all these different shades and interpretations. In the midst of all the noise, do not forget to listen to your own voice. It's the one that knows the true melody of your existence, beyond the perceptions and the interpretations. Because after all, the version of you is the one you create for yourself. Isn't it weird?
Yeah, I love that. Oh my gosh.
How cool was that?
Somebody, I once hosted a show with a guy, this show early
Mhm.
on. I'm
That
trying
was
to remember
rigged.
his
It was me.
name.
You hosted with me.
No, I'm trying to remember his
Oh,
name. Unless you're black.
well,
He was freaking fantastic and super intelligent. And he said something that I never forgot.
what's
He
that?
said that he got advice from his mother. He used to worry all the time what people thought of him. And his mother said to him, "You know what? It's none of your business what people think of you.
Mm.
It is none of our business what other people think of us." And that's wasted energy worrying about what they think of us. So that stuck with me so hard, because I thought to myself, so many of us worry about how we come off to other people or how they think of us, and we waste so much time
Oh,
when actually it's none of our business how they think of us.
shit.
Oh my God, Gam Wolfer says, someone on X said this: "I'm glad you think I'm a villain in your story because you're a clown in mine."
No way. Boom. That's great. That's probably the comment of the day, guys.
That is the winner right there. Winona says reacting simply requires emotion, whereas responding actually requires brain power to stay level-headed, which seems to be detrimental to the system. You mean reacting? Yeah, I would say that reacting and responding are completely different, whereas responding is less detrimental to the system, but reacting is purely emotional, like knee-jerk reactions.
Mhm.
I think, is that what you mean? Do I
Is it
have
or
that
is it
right?
kind of like in wrestling terms, how it's easier to be a heel, a bad guy, than it is to play a good guy, a baby
A baby
face?
face, yeah, playing a heel's more fun.
Oh my god, so much more fun.
So I
But,
was
cool.
there was well, I was just gonna say that there was somebody I was dating. We asked it was a question. I thought it was funny. It was like, what would your Amazon review be from your ex? Right? It was one of these questions, and I said, oh gosh, my ex would probably say, good chick, talks way too much, thinks way too much, talks too much,
Hmm,
just never shuts the fuck up. 3 stars. So
that's funny.
and he looks at me, he tilts his head, and he's like, "But that's what I really like about you. That you do
Huh.
talk all the time and you do think about things and you're curious about stuff." And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, so those you have that person out there that says you talk too much, like that video said, and then you have that other person that says you don't talk enough. And it's like there's somebody out there that's going to appreciate you for who you are.
I found her. She's over there in the living room watching 30
Yeah,
Rock.
exactly.
But it's crazy because I have thought, let me say this the right way. All right, look, I'm not the same person I am now that I was when I was in my 20s. And when I was in my 20s, I was kind of a dick to women. I wasn't an asshole, but I wasn't very serious about relationships, or you know what I'm saying, April? Like,
Hmm.
uh, would I say womanizer? Probably. I was
Hmm.
probably like an asshole, a womanizer. I was never a cheater. I'll be honest with you with that. I never cheated, but I don't like you, I would break up, or I would make you break up with me. I don't know if you've been in that position where you don't have the heart to break up with the person, so you
Yeah, you don't
just
have the balls to do it.
yep, the balls. I didn't have the
Yeah.
testicular
Say
fortitude to
say
do it.
you do something that makes them break up with you because you're a
Right.
pussy. Yeah,
I've done yep,
exactly.
well, I've done that. I played that role and I've been
Yeah,
the big old hairy pussy. But
yeah.
um, you know, uh I've always wondered to myself, like, I wonder if I'm the Lex Luthor or like the evil fucking dark power, and like, does that person still ever think of me as like their relationships now are based on how I treated them back then? You ever wonder that? Like how
Yeah.
fucking like
The butterfly effect, the ripple effect.
right,
Like
it's like
what effect did you have on that person that might have changed who they were or how they did things?
right, like how deep does that go? Like how far does it go? Like maybe they don't care at all. Maybe you think that you're more important to that person's life. Maybe that person doesn't even remember your name. But
No,
I always
I
wonder
think
that,
that's a valid question
you know?
because think about the people who have done things to us, whether it's good or bad or even indifferent, and
Right.
how that has changed things and how we've adapted. Like I used to get upset with people on social media, and now I'm just like I don't even. You know what I mean? Somebody put it here, and Stephen Vane says, "Never taking things personal makes life more pleasant." I know a lot of people have a really hard time like living in joy,
Mm,
especially when you're aware and you're perceptive and you pay attention to a lot of things going on around you, but not taking things personally and trying to find the joy in every day is it's a really big thing. When it says self-sabotaging anything good because you think you're not worthy of anything good, yeah, that's a real thing people do. But think about all the times you've had somebody treat you a certain way that has changed how you do things from then on out. Like you've watched somebody be super professional and you're like, "Ooh, I kind of want to be like that." Or you've watched somebody who has taken abuse and nastiness from on a public forum and you've seen them respond like I watched Roddy Piper. Somebody was being very abusive to him and he responded, he said, "I'm sorry you've
mm.
been hurt so bad.
Piper's awesome.
I'm sorry somebody hurt you so bad. I hope your day improves." That was all he said. I was like,
Right?
whoa. I was like, that's so classy.
But that's also who
So
he was, like,
right, I know,
yeah,
but I was like, like you see these things, like
that's awesome.
and you just like, or you see, like how people break up in Europe where they do their best to still be friends,
Mm,
like,
yeah.
okay, yeah, we broke up, but I also live, 7 apartments down. So if you need me to come feed your cat, I'll still come feed your cat, and I'm not going to be a dick to you. You know, you see these adult, mature, awesome things, and it's like, whoa, I want that for myself because that looks pretty cool. I want to be that person. So, yeah, no, I think that how we act towards others definitely has that ripple effect.
Wow. Yeah, I think real quick before we jump into whatever to close up, but I think every time you meet somebody, it's a chance for you to make an impact on somebody. So it's up to you whether
Yeah.
you know what kind of impact you make on that person's life. And in retrospect,
Yeah.
just thinking about all the relationships and friendships and everything in the past, man, you can only imagine how much you've affected people, whether it be positive or negative. So it's up to you.
Yeah. I also think people come into your life for a reason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even it's funny because even if you go on a date, let's just say, right? I'm using dating as an example. You go on a date and that date does not work out, you can grow from that one moment, you
Oh,
know?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Am I wrong there?
No, you are correct.
You know,
You
it,
are
and it doesn't
definitely
even have
correct.
it doesn't even have to be like a horrible date. It's just you know you because I remember going on a date with a young lady and I was attracted to her, but we didn't meld. We didn't have anything in common. And then
Mhm.
the cool thing was that we were just I was just like we just never dated again, but we still talked. Like
Mhm.
we stayed friendly, you know, we stayed
Yep.
friendly, and then she just kind of moved on, and I kind of moved on. And I actually ended up with a girlfriend. She ended up with a boyfriend, and we just stayed friendly. And we ended up, we actually, I think we're still friends on Facebook. This is
Yeah.
like fucking 30 years ago,
Yeah.
or 25 years ago, some shit like that. Okay, I'm old, but yeah, man, it's just crazy, man. It's just a crazy world. But anything you got something good to close up with, or
I do. I have I had a neighbor when I moved to Clearwater
Roddy Piper?
who lived, huh?
Roddy Piper.
No,
Oh,
no. He was an older gentleman. He lived below me. I had a upstairs apartment. He lived below me, and he was from New York. He was he's very fucking New York. You know what I'm saying? So his name is George. And I remember somebody banging on the door, and he comes up there and he's like, "You are walking so heavy that I can't sleep."
oh,
And he was just so blunt. He's like, "You're walking so heavy, I can't sleep." I'm like, "Oh."
oh shit.
I was like, "I'm sorry. What time do you go to bed?" And he's like, "Well, 10 o'clock." And I was like, "Okay, I will do my best to be quiet after 10 o'clock." Because I'm like, I prefer someone to be blunt instead of calling the front office or calling or
Right.
banging on the thing with the broom like some people do. Just came up and said just directly, "You're walking so heavy, I can't sleep. What time do you go to bed? 10 o'clock? Okay." So 10 o'clock on, I quiet. Then I would see him going down, downstairs. And we ended up just talking. And I'm like, "So where are you from?" "Obviously, you're from the Northeast." He's like, "Yeah, I'm from, we're in Brooklyn."
Mhm.
So he's from there. We end up talking. We end up getting along. He
That's
invites
why
me
he was
over.
straight up, by the
Yeah,
way.
oh yeah, totally. Oh, I love
New
Northeasterners.
Yorker.
They do not fuck around. Time is money. If they tell you they're going to be somewhere on a Tuesday in June and you don't talk to them again, they will be there on that Tuesday in June. They don't even have to check in. They're good for the word. Anyway, and thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. So, oh, I know I have to go pick up my package. Thank you. I have not been over there. I've been traveling. I will go get my mail, I promise. So anyway, so George and I became friends. He invited me to dinner. We had fun. I met his wife. He's a great dude. Years ago, when he decided to move, he was going to move back to New York. Place wasn't ready. He had to get out of his apartment. He was sick. He was dealing with his second round of cancer at
Oh
this
man.
point. This
Mhm.
was a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. His daughter is a nurse, and she was getting his apartment ready in New York. His apartment here was not available anymore. His lease ran out. So he stayed here in the interim. So he was my roommate for a very short period of time over Thanksgiving, and loved having him. It was like a second dad. He's always been like a second dad. So I talked to him the other day, and so
I got you.
so he,
Mhm.
I guess I can say this, so it doesn't really matter. He tells me, I said, "How are you doing?" I haven't talked to him in a while.
Mhm.
And he goes, "I think I'm at the end of the line. The cancer medication's not working anymore. And they have to take me off of it because it's making me weak and dizzy. And I think it's the end now, and I can't tell anybody." He's like, "You're the only one who can kind of handle it, and nobody wants to hear it." So he told me, and I listened, and he was telling me some things, and I asked him. I said, "You know, And we talked, and I said, if you have advice for people, anybody, if you have advice, what would your advice for people, what would that be? And he's in his 80s, mid 80s. And he said, he rattled a few things off, but his big thing was be kind to yourself. Mm-hmm. He said, so many people are so hard on themselves, and you go through life being so hard on yourself. And he said, you really need to be kinder to ourselves. We need to be more forgiving to ourselves. We tend to forgive other people, but not ourselves. So we have to be, and we have to understand what being kind to ourselves is. But that being kind to ourselves is a big thing that will take us further in life and give us a better quality of life. And if he knew that when he was younger, he would have been more kind to himself and less hard on himself too. So I thought I would pass that along, since it's valuable information from somebody who's older and smarter and wiser. So
stupid allergies. Are they bothering you, the allergies?
Yeah, I hate when I'm cutting onions while I'm doing the show. You know what I'm saying? I just these are some strong onions.
Shit. Let me just pull up a picture of Gia Love. There you go.
There you go. But anyway, George said he lived a good life. So just wanted to pass that along. So be kind to yourself, okay?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And also, yeah, we'll also remind you. So, you know, to love people, never sell your sword, love everybody, never sell your sword. And gold is at an all-time high.
Oh.
So if you want to invest with our people, our wise wolf pack, go to April Hunter Gold. If you decide to do a monthly gimmick there, use the code 1776 and get some free constitutional silver. But gold is way up, and it's a finite resource. So gold will always grow. You're not going to lose your money there. It's not going to de-dollarize, you know, like the fiat currency is, and you're protected. It's also a good company owned by a veteran. It's a trusted company. So aprilhunter.gold, check that out. So, you know, sorry to leave it a little bit of a down there, but I just wanted to pass that information along so it can be appreciated. So yeah, silver is good too. Silver's not as up as gold is, but silver's still valuable.
Silver's a solid, yeah, it's a good metal.
You know what I want? I want a silver spoon. Literally, I want a silver spoon in my mouth. I want real silverware. I want a silver spoon and a silver fork.
So get one.
I'm going to try and find one.
Oh,
so if anybody has a spare they don't want, send it to me. Do you know why?
Why?
Do you know why?
Why?
Okay. Fun fact. Do you know why they used to say that the kid, you know, this child had a silver spoon, where they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth?
Why?
Because children back in the day who had access to eating with real silverware got sick less often, because the silver is an actual, natural, what's the word I'm looking for? A natural antibiotic. Silver is actually really, really good for you.
Really?
And yeah, it keeps you healthy. That's why like colloidal silver is a thing. So children who ate from real silver died less and got sick less, whereas children that came from a less advantaged background tended to be sick and die more often.
What about wearing silver? I wear a lot of silver.
I don't know. I'm not sure if it works the same way. I think you got to suck on it.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
So
hold on. I have it here.
What?
That's what she said.
There you go.
Or he said.
I think you got to suck on it. Anyway, thanks you guys for being here. I really appreciate everybody showing up. Remember to check out gialove.com. You can find me on patreon.com, April Hunter, aprilhunter.net. Check me on Instagram, Real April Hunter, Twitter, April Hunter. We love you very much. Where can we find you, Ray?
Pretty much easy. Anywhere on all social media, and now also on Truth Gimmick, whatever there's a Truth
Social.
Truth Social.
There you go.
Everywhere at Big Ray Hernandez.
Sweet. We are live on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. We look forward to seeing you live. We love our live people. Thank you for making the time to be with us, because time is so valuable. We appreciate yours. Mwah.
Mwah. Ah. Later, guys. Your dog says
Woo.
goodbye too.
All right. Until next week.
Boobies.
Big ass titties.
Hot knockers.
Yes, boy.